an uptick in abusive and harmful messages directed to the athletes.
To be there for others?
That's incredibly sad. I wish we weren't there.
Finding someone who will be there.
Will the Supreme Court of the United States?
That's the perspective from the left. They believe it's the right that is being violent here. It's the right that is threatening people and violating people's right to their own free speech and criticizing the country in front of the world. And what I find to be interesting, nobody would receive any threats if you were just doing what you're supposed to be doing. You don't have to take any political questions. You don't have to answer them. I just showed you guys an example of that from 2 Hollywood actors. I mean, just keep it moving. The point is that in our country, we've gotten away from what makes us great to begin with, which is to focus on our main thing. If you're an Olympic athlete, your main thing is to get medals. Nothing more, nothing less. That's it. If you're an actor in Hollywood, your main thing is to create an amazing product on the screen. Nothing more, nothing less. But if you want to get into politics, then become a commentator, become a pundit, become someone who's on CNN or something like that, or goes on to political podcasts, and then you can have the credibility to say what you want. I think that would be a fair standard. But you guys let me know what you think. And in case you guys missed what the last person had to say about all of this,
I know the entire country is rooting for him. Yes, we're going to have some Olympic athletes who pop off about politics. I feel like that happens every Olympics. My advice to them would be to try to bring the country together. And when you're representing the country, you're representing Democrats and Republicans. You're there to play a sport, and you're there to represent your country and hopefully win a medal. You're not there to talk about politics. So when Olympic athletes enter the political arena, they should expect some pushback. But most athletes,
real nice,
are doing a great job, are certainly enjoy the support of the entire country. I think recognize the way to bring the country together is not to show up in a foreign country and attack the president of the United States, but it's to play your support and represent the country well.
So, have you guys ever heard of it? If you haven't, this is for the men out there.
And around that bitch like
the
it's a
men who
ball.
want to join thousands of other men
Then take everything off of that bitch.
with intentionality.
Oh, that's tight.
It's built around a free 21-day challenge.
That's tight.
A field guide that will help you strengthen your mind, your body, and your faith.
With some boss dudes
It's
right
very
out
practical
on that bitch.
stuff that can help you build discipline, courage, and character.
Wow.
Understand something. My own personal life and story, I think a lot of success is due to the fact that I stopped hanging around with people who I felt were bums, losers, and were going nowhere. I always challenge myself to speak to people who are doing better than me. Okay? I think those are one of the lessons within this program.
If you think this all sounds like scattered coincidences, here's the part where it stops being theory. Because in the United States, there's a legal mechanism that allows the government to quietly bury any invention it deems a threat to national security. It's called the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951. And it's not some dusty Cold War relic. It's still active today. As of the most recent declassified count, over 5,000 patents, 5,000, many of them related to energy, propulsion, or communication, have been locked behind what's called the secrecy order. That means the patent is filed, it's reviewed, and then instead of being published publicly, it's classified. The public never hears about it. The inventor is legally gagged for life. No product, no prototypes, no further research, just gone. So now, what qualifies as a national security threat? Well, not weapons, not surveillance tools, but any technology that could decentralize control. You invent a system that lets people generate power at home, that's a threat. A battery that charges in seconds and doesn't require global mining chains, that's a threat. Combustion redesign that cuts oil dependency by 90%, most definitely also a threat. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be possible and disruptive. And here's the worst part. This system doesn't attack ideas head on. It doesn't try to disprove them or shut them down in public. It simply absorbs them. If you think this all sounds like scattered coincidences, here's the part where it stops being theory. Because in the United States, there's a legal mechanism that allows the government to quietly bury any invention.
What do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work out? Power fans weep.
It's the Freemasons, people. These are Freemason courts, these are Freemason judges, and the reality is secret societies need to be
She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away.
Hola, Senor Moorhead. Hola, Miss Malmsteen.
Oh, Pablo, where have you been?
I stopped for siesta, no aburrido.
Such a cunning people. They nap half the day and mix the same 4 ingredients and give it 20 different names. Can I get a chimichanga?
Gordon, I bring you a present.
But Pablo, Friendly's no longer a sponsor of this show.
Sí, but this is old script, muy viejo.
Well, in that case, give me a Redwood, buy me a starter home, and stand the hell back. These people are about to be put on the cutting room floor.
I want you to look at the word belief for this show. So you can realize what
I
it
guess
says.
weeding out
Are you
trouble
alive?
never goes out of style.
Because you were taught to be alive.
And I guess I
Because
would like a
you
red one.
need alive. That's the reason why they made up
Join
the
us
word.
next time for more
Like,
adventures with
believe.
Gordon, Molly, and the gang
Understand.
as they protect
Faith.
America's atomic secrets by setting some
Word.
off. Only on
One word.
Moorhead Rise Again.
From not knowing the truth that's already ready to be.
Pablo Rebazar makes $28 million a year. Dwayne Allard makes $35 million a year. You make $10 an hour. Failure this deep calls for a deep, slow brewed beer. Lager, the official beer of American baseball. These guys are at the top of their game. You're at the bottom. Relive your glory days. Have a lager.
Bored? Stupid? How about a fulfilling career as a stunt double? To break into Vinewood, you just might have to break through a windshield. Cunning Stunt Academy is San Andreas' oldest accredited stunt school. We have classes in high-speed accidents, taking a baseball bat to the face, getting shot, knifed in the back, falling off a building on fire, and getting run over. If you make it through our course, you are ready for the big screen.
Make dull and vain famous people look cool by dressing up as them and risking your life and future health. Then, have your face digitally removed on a green screen.
The Cunning Stunt Academy trains women too. Have a nice rack? Pinewood needs stunt tits to show when an A-list celebrity is too bashful or has pancake nipples. The Cunning Stunt Academy. Fame. It's worth any price.
What happens when man's best friend becomes dinner? Dude Eat Dog, the reality cooking show that will have you looking at Fido in whole new, delicious ways. It's Bow Wow Chow, Dude Eat Dog on CNT.
Welcome to Los Santos, the city of celluloid, sin, and cellulite removal. From dead starlets in Vinewood, to the gangbangers in Davis and Strawberry, and terracels in Chumash, to the drunken tourists in Del Perro Pier. It's time to take a look inside this cesspit of destroyed dreams, drug-addled degenerates, and deluded desperados that make up this great city of lights. Hi. I'm decorated FIB agent Stephen Haynes. The FIB, the police department, and the sheriff's office are fighting a war out here every day in a city where dreams too often become wet with tears. The Los Santos docks. This is where it all begins. The second largest port in the world, the great orifice of American capitalism. Stuff coming in, garbage going out. And hidden in over 2 million containers a day, God only knows where. The cartels pay off some low-level schlub, and suddenly you've got military-grade weapons, badly cut crystal meth, and grade A yayo from Mexico flooding our streets. And once it hits the hood, it's anarchy. The side of murder, hold the fries. Or maybe the Chinese are slipping some of our high-security weapons systems in with the recycling, and we're giving up our national security for nothing? Who knows? Who cares? As long as the financial party continues, we'll just keep picking up the pieces. A word to the wise, kids. Never use PCP. It makes you want to punch cops and run around naked, and not necessarily always in that order. Most of the time, this illicit cargo makes it straight to the gangs. But sometimes an ordinary Joe lets go and loses his shit after a pipe or two of pleasure dust. The Vagos, bloodthirsty Chicanos with a predilection for pain, papaya juice, and spicy plantains. They're one of the largest Mexican street gangs in the city, with rumored connections to several major mafias. While half the battle out here is fought with guns, the other half is with informants. Sometimes you need to become the bad guys to bust the bad guys. All right, guys, let's go. When the Ballas and the families aren't shooting each other, they're selling the dope that the junkies are shooting into their veins. The families love sports almost as much as they love banging. Flashy, arrogant, competitive, and aggressive, they are lifelong bitter enemies of the Ballas. Wearing the colors of the feud or the Corkers, the families call themselves Gang Green. Of course, like all families, they love a good squabble. Subdivided into sets, such as the Chamberlain Gangsters or the Carson Avenue set, it turns out the families love shooting each other almost as much as they love shooting Ballas. Now, the LSPD have had many run-ins with various family sets over the years. With the Ballas, the FIB take a more community outreach approach. Hey guys, stay out of trouble now. Suck my Steve fucking Haynes. Now the Ballas fly the colors of the Los Santos Panic, or the Boers, purple, because they are the bruise on the face of this city. While some thugs obviously prefer 4 wheels, other desperados prefer 2. Leather, exhaust, and drugs. No, this isn't an exotic S&M party. These are one of the nation's toughest outlaw motorcycle gangs, the Lost. Rumors are they get a new tattoo for every person they stab. And it's definitely okay for your motorcycle mama to show her breasts to your friends. The FIB has been tracking the Lost for years. We've jumped from coast to coast and have spent more time in the Midwest than a tornado spotter. When they're not running meth, they're smoking it. Or so I hear, a dangerous new drug on the streets called toilet cleaner. And believe me, your toilet will be cleaned after you've smoked some of it. Of course, Vinewood being Vinewood, it's not all about leathery dudes trying to show off on their motorbikes or roided up gangbangers stuck in some 90s time warp. This is the town that made mass murder into nostalgia. Of course, to become truly popular, your murder has to be both unsolved and gruesome. In a town full of alien spotters, adults dressed as zombies, and entertainers dressed as cartoon characters, it takes something particularly awful to really catch people's attention. The famous, unsolved murder of a Vinewood starlet is one such case. For years, horny nerds have wondered what happened to Leonora Johnson, and if they would have plucked up the courage to speak to her or kill her themselves. It's inspired filmmakers, writers, and copycat killers. Conspiracy theorists have blamed various celebrities, the mayor, the Soviets, short skirts, women's liberation, and hidden aliens embedded amongst us for the murder. But not all crime is premeditated. Maybe drinking's your thing. Look at this drunken buffoon, proving that there doesn't always need to be criminal intent to cause serious criminal damage. Or maybe you're just an overprivileged poppycock, living on daddy's pension and protesting about the unfairness of capitalism. Maybe stock market manipulation is your bag, or loan sharking, double identity theft, assassination, or even worse, swinging. On our next episode, I, Stephen Haynes, will show you the flashier side of crime in Los Santos. Illegal street racing, cocaine, and vice. Yes, speed, snort, and sex. The alliterative threesome that helped hook America on the underbelly of paradise.
In times like these, it's important to remember the good things. Sure, the economy may be a little rough, and we may be shuttering schools, hospitals, and libraries to pay union pensions. But San Andreas is still the place where dreams are made. This is where counterculture began and then morphed into a nanny state. A place that preaches environmental stewardship but has a terrible public transit system and the worst air in the world. Experience more of San Andreas, the suburban sprawl. No sense of community and no building more than 30 years old. Where fluffy children's theme park animals are both our heritage and our culture. San Andreas leads the country in removing pristine first-growth forest to build generic strip malls and tract mansions. San Andreas, we won't be broken hypocrites forever. Brought to you by the San Andreas Tourism Board.
You can cancel that gym membership because Fat Chips have all the crunches you need. Finally, snacks have gotten healthy. We've taken the humble but deadly potato chip and taken away a whole lot of fat and added a whole heap of fat. Damn! Confused? You won't be. With a controlled exercise and diet plan, the pounds just fall off and the fat gets radical. It's time to take health to the streets. It's time to make health cool. Try all new healthy flavors like radical sour cream and black licorice quinoa, funky honey mustard greens and ketchup prawns, chipotle wheatgrass, Bavarian car key party, dry Greek rub greens, and Norwegian salmon rancher surprise. Yum! Fat Chips. Get crunching and stop crunches. We've made healthy snacking cool. Princess Robert Bubblegum!
What are you doing, Master?
I'm reading the comments on your recent videos. These people are a little...
They're a bunch of horny, lonely perverts.
Don't Those are your fans. Be respectful. Do not bite the hand that feeds.
Okay, so what are they saying about me?
Oh, let me see here. This one said that your boyfriend is too feminine. Like he played both sides of the sushi bar, but he don't like fish or surf clam. He only like octopus. But this is a terrible analogy. Where's that useless cutesy sidekick of yours that walks on the tips of his toes? What the hell?
Saki, make Jim still go boom! Saki, you little alcoholic shitbag, are you okay?
Oh, he's fine. He's just a concussion, a massive internal bleeding or something. Poke him.
That wasn't Saki's illicit booze bath. Something is going on outside.
Ah, so definitely now this guy really dead. He's like a
gotta be at least 70 to 80%.